Welcome back to the Twilight Zone, Truth Seeker. We've talked about baseball and earthquakes before. Let's do it again. July 12th, 2019. Early on this day, there was an earthquake in the Seattle area, a 4.6. And later this same day, the Seattle Mariners lost to the Los Angeles Angels in a game that was a no-hitter. The Angels improved to 46-46, and the game was a tribute to Tyler Skaggs, the Los Angeles Angels player who just died July 1st, reportedly. Now notice LA Angels equals 46, as does sacrifice. This Angels win was a no-hitter, and notice no-hitter equals 46. Just like how earlier today, there was a 4.6 earthquake in the Seattle area. Earthquake felt in Seattle. And notice when you flip the alphabetic order around, no-hitter is 107 and 44. Seattle's 107 and 44. They're saying Seattle might be the first city to experience an earthquake near a magnitude of 10. And notice earthquake is 107 and 44. Today, the day of this earthquake and no-hitter and Tyler Skaggs tribute, it was the 193rd day of the year, which is the 44th prime. And the other thing is, this earthquake that happened in Washington State today, the epicenter was in 3 lakes. Notice 3 lakes equals 58. Like Washington State, and today, July 12, 2019, was a date with 58 numerology. With regards to 58, Angels also sums to 58. See how all this comes together a little bit too perfectly? And I've been talking about this for years. Sports and ritualistic earthquakes. Documented it years ago. The biggest fight of Manny Pacquiao's life was against Floyd Mayweather. Mayweather won that fight, and on the day of the fight, there was a rare earthquake in Michigan in Floyd Mayweather's hometown. Just think about how weird that is. We saw it recently with Sam Bradford in Oklahoma. We've talked about it a number of times, and the greatest example of all time is the 1989 World Series between San Francisco and Oakland. The last thing shown on the television screen before the TV feed cut out due to the earthquake, 1989, was Jose Canseco, number 33, crossing home plate in a replay from the evening prior. And notice Jose Canseco was born July 2nd. From July 2nd, his birthday, to the earthquake, which was October 17th, 1989, that was 107 days later. And look at Jose Canseco's full name, Jose Canseco Campos Jr. His full name equals 107, like earthquake, like military. And don't forget that you just had a big earthquake in Southern California where the epicenter was on the China Lake military base. Don't forget that the U.S. military tested detonating bombs underground for nearly 50 years, and you have to ask to what purpose. By the way, the 89 World Series earthquake was at 5:04 p.m. Baseball's 54. So seriously, you just got to say, what are the odds? What are the odds of all of these things? By the way, Angels in the outfield sums to 206, the Seattle area code. Tyler Skaggs wore the number 45. Tyler Skaggs equals 45, like Major League. Tonight, the Angels won 13-0 with 13 hits. 13 equals 45. There it is right there. In your face. When you write out 13, 45 in both reduction ciphers, LA's 13. LA Angels 71, Tyler Skaggs dead on 7-1, 353 days after his birthday, the 71st prime. Again, the Angels improved to 46-46 tonight on a no-hitter after a 4.6 earthquake in the Seattle area. And listen to the video I just did last week on the California earthquake. I pointed out that there were earthquakes in Vancouver, BC. There were earthquakes in Southern California. How long until the earthquake in Washington or Oregon? Right in between them. Comes a week later. And is part of a sports ritual. And speaking of which, let's talk about this too. Zion Williamson, the draft lottery was on the day Israel turned 71 years old. The NBA is run by the most hardcore Zionists in the world. On the day that Israel turned 71, Zion Williamson, Zionist Nation of Israel, he was the lottery sweepstakes. And then when Zion made his NBA debut, there was a 7.1 quake that disrupted the game he was playing in. And notice he was facing the Knicks. His teammate R.J. Barrett on the Knicks. Duke played at Madison Square Garden this year. But that Knicks game got interrupted with the earthquake. They finished on 74 points. Consider the 74th NBA season is upcoming. This is the preseason for the 74th NBA season. New York Knicks equals 74 like Zion Williamson. Like Independence Day, like how there was an earthquake the day prior on Independence Day. So, and that earthquake the day prior was a 6.4. Zion and Israel 64. China Lake 64 where it happened. Again, what are the odds of all this? What are the odds of all these things? What are even the odds of a guy named Zion Williamson being the prize on the May 14th draft lottery the day Israel turned 71? I'll leave it there, Truth Seeker. Till next time.